on to do big things in this day and time when you got the Yankees with this huge payroll and the Lakers paying Kobe Bryant $30 million a year. You rarely see a small market team like this do so well. And, I mean, they're doing great. Doing well is an understatement. They're undefeated in the postseason, just balling out of control. So that's what we're doing today. And so it kind of brought up a Dougie Daly question. And what would you like to see come back? Or what would you like to see go away? We kind of flipped that question a little bit, too, as well. I got some messages here on the chat line from Chucktown Frank. He says, only in Monk's Corner could a black dude wear biker shorts and live to tell about it. And never would happen in the Chuck. And the Chuck is Charleston, South Carolina. And that's my boy Frank chiming in a little bit. Man, y'all know good and well y'all wore biker shorts in Charleston. Just stop it. Because we wore them when we went to the skating ring. And the skating ring was in Charleston. Or the skating ring was in North Charleston. But the skating ring was in North Charleston. So stop that, Frank. And there was a skating ring we used to go to in Somerville, South Carolina. Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels was in Somerville. And what was it in Charleston, in North Charleston, right off of Rivers Avenue? It was Starlight. We used to go to Starlight Skate Center. And that's right there in the Chuck. So stop that. Y'all know good and well that y'all wore nasty-ass country biker shorts back in 1985, too. From Kim Jane, she says, Lou Holtz. And she has like 5 exclamation points behind the word or the name Lou Holtz. We just played an interview that we did on the 2 Live Stews, I think back in 2009, with the great Lou Holtz. And the man called me every name in the book except for Doug. The man called me Daryl, Dwayne, David. I mean, that's Lou Holtz. That's how he did it. From Scotty, he says, I almost got my ass killed grabbing a girl's booty in biker shorts in high school. Didn't know her boyfriend was right behind me. He looked at me hard. Then I understood, but I didn't do that ish ever again. Yes, because what biker shorts do is highlight the booty. Right. Biker shorts highlight the booty. Let's do that. Let's start a campaign. Let's start a campaign to bring back biker shorts. Yes. Just by women, though. I don't want to see no men in no nasty-ass biker shorts. But yes, I mean, and they're stylish, and they're trendy. And the big thing was, the more extravagant looking your biker shorts were, the cooler you were. That's kind of how it worked back in the day. Do you remember Jams? They need to bring back Jams. Jams was like were like these bathing suits, these bathing trunks that dudes used to wear back in the day. And so the cool thing was to have the coolest, most unique jams that anybody had ever seen. And that's really, we're going back to the late 70s with the jams. I don't know if people even remember that term. We called them jams. They might have called them something else somewhere else. But that was the cool thing. And so the same thing for the biker shorts. Did you have the most unique, the most colorful biker shorts? That was the thing back in the mid-'80s, was how cool were your biker shorts. So let's start a campaign today and henceforth. We're going to start a campaign. We're going to start biker shorts trending, all right? Let's start a hashtag biker shorts and bring them back. Maybe we can influence psychologically people to bring back biker shorts, just for women, though. Just for women. 404-382-0338. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show, and this is the Doug Stewart Show. Michael Jordan was surprised and a bit bewildered to hear LeBron James and Dirk Nowitzki suggest Wednesday that they'd like to see the NBA's 82-game regular season shortened. And quote from Michael, he says, I love both of those guys, but as an owner who played the games, I love playing. Jordan, he owns the Charlotte Hornets. He says, if I wasn't playing 82 games, I still would have been playing somewhere else because that's the love for the game I had as a player. I never thought 82 games was an issue. And if you haven't heard this story, LeBron and Dirk Nowitzki were asked, what were some things they would change, or I don't know. I think they were asked a specific question. What do they think about the 82-game season? And they were like, they think it's too long and they should shorten the season. Huh? And I just got to keep it real. Them commenting that they think the 82-game season, that the season was too long and they should shorten the season, they sound like some straight bitches. They do. They sound like some straight bitches. What? You're playing basketball. And let's be honest, the last 10 to 15 games of the season, you aren't really even playing anyway. I mean, you're playing, but you're not playing because usually at that time, the playoffs are already set for the most part. 6 of the 8 teams from each conference are pretty much done, and the last 2 teams are fighting to try to get the last 2 spots. So, it is basketball. And it's not like football where, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, it's not like football where, you could get a concussion, or you can get broken legs, or, you could get injured, but the physicality of the sport of basketball is nowhere compared to the NFL. And also in the NFL, there's kind of like a culture. It's kind of like a culture in the NFL to change rules. They change everything in the NFL, where it's a culture in baseball not to change rules and have the game being played the same way that it was 100 years ago, and for them not to adapt and them not to change with the times. It's the total opposite in football, so you can't compare these two things. If they changed it from 82 games to 62 games, I don't think it'd be the end of the world, but it's not that big a deal, I don't think. And these basketball players, they always talk about wear and tear on their bodies, but a lot of these basketball players play 20 years. What? So what's the problem? I mean, they sound like some straight hoes saying this. We want to shorten the game, and LeBron and Dirk are 2 of the greatest players to ever play, but come on, dude. You worried about the games you play in basketball? And Jordan said it. If they weren't playing basketball, if they had, time off from the game, he probably would pick up a basketball and play anyway. And that's kind of like Kevin Durant is. Kevin Durant just looks for basketball games, So I guess these guys are just a different breed. And, in this day and time of these basketball camps and the leagues that they play in the off season in high school basketball, these guys are kind of like pampered, man. It's much different than back in the day. So I don't have a problem. I don't care. I really don't care, but I think you should just keep that quiet and keep that to yourself if you're a basketball player. You complaining about the number of games, and it would kind of skew some of the records. And once again, it really is not that big of a deal in basketball as compared to baseball. And at one time in the NFL, instead of playing 16 games, I think they used to play 12 games. Something crazy. So that's why the stats that O.J. Simpson had back in 1978 are much different than the stats and should be looked at much different than the stats that guys have over the last couple of years with the 16-game season. So and once again, football guys really don't care, or they don't live and die by stats like baseball people do. It's just a different in culture and the way that you look at it. So, I really wouldn't care if they, went down from 82 games to 60 games or 70 games or whatever. I really wouldn't care. But I just think as a player, you need to keep that thought to yourself because you sound like a biatch. Yes, this is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining your boy. The number is 404-382-0338. What are your thoughts on that? And Jordan, if Jordan was in his boy's basement, he probably would say the same thing. I mean, he's saying the politically correct thing and trying to smooth it over and make it real cute and whatever with his comments. But if he was with his boys and was sitting around having some beers, he'd be like, man, can you understand these cats today? They bitching about the number of games they play. They're already making $25 million a year, and now they bitching about the games they play, how many games they play? Come on, man. That's just ridiculous. You can find something else to complain about. You shouldn't complain about the number of games. I don't think. That's just my personal opinion. And also, one other note from the world of the NBA. Steve Nash is hurt. Yes, once again, Steve Nash is hurt. And he's pretty much been hurt ever since he got to the Lakers. And you're never going to guess how the guy got hurt. The guy didn't get hurt setting a pick or, putting a crossover on somebody, breaking somebody's ankle, and he happened to break his own ankle. Steve Nash got hurt, Steve got hurt tugging his suitcase. Yes! Steve Nash got hurt moving his suitcase or his bags or whatever. I don't know if they were in the airport or not, but he hurt himself doing that. Yes. Are you kidding me? Huh? And he's been hurt ever since he's been in Los Angeles. The dude's making $9.7 million this year, in his third year, his last year in his deal with the Lakers. And people were like questioning whether he was going to come back this year. Of course he's going to come back because they were paying him $9.7 million. And he's just stealing money. Steve Nash is stealing money. And I didn't like it when we did it in the first place. And I'm saying we as a Laker fan. I didn't agree with it when the Lakers did the deal because I had flashbacks to Gary Payton and to Karl Malone at the end of their career and them never being able to be healthy throughout that entire season. And it was a waste of money, and it set us back a couple of years. And so it's deja vu again. And I'm pointing my finger to the ceiling because it's deja vu with what's going on right now with Steve Nash. The guy is hurt again. So they're thinking that it won't be anything long-term. But we'll see. We'll hold off and wait and see. And I mean, when they signed Jeremy Lin, when the Lakers signed Jeremy Lin, I basically penciled him in as a starter because Steve Nash didn't really play last year. And so now Byron Scott's saying that, obviously he's going to insert Jeremy Lin into the starting lineup at point guard. And that didn't come as a shock to me because I thought that was going to be the case anyway. I thought Jeremy Lin was going to be a starter anyway. I didn't count on Steve Nash. And if you're a Laker fan, you shouldn't count on Steve Nash being in the lineup. He's old and decrepit. Yes, Steve Nash is old as Methuselah. And he's been hurt 3 years in a row. All right, up next on the Doug Stewart Show. On this Throwback Thursday, we're going to talk to the great Sam Cunningham. And we'll talk about a lot of issues on and off the field, his career. The Patriots played the Jets tonight, so we'll talk about his old team that he played for in the NFL. It's sports talk for the people. It's the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. So you think you're a fantasy whiz, huh? Well, prove it and make some nice scratch at the same time. Scratch is money. What do you know about FanDuel? FanDuel packs the thrill of a whole season in 1 week. Play in 1 week fantasy football leagues for free money with immediate cash payouts. The money is real with no season-long commitment. That's huge because when your team starts to suck, you don't want to play no more. It's no more fun. Trade everybody. I've been there. You play win and how much you want. Deposit now and FanDuel will match it up to $200. Use the promo code COOLER, that's COOLER, and take advantage of free loot to get your game on. FanDuel, where every week is a new season. The Doug Stewart Show is off and running. But just like every company, we need sponsors. Would yours like to work with one of the livest, most dynamic, and recognized sports talk dudes in America? By the way, I'm talking about myself. Getting in on the ground floor? Well, call us at 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com and let's do business. From the smallest company in Atlanta to the biggest brands nationally and worldwide, shawty, people know me and the Stews brand in these streets. Holla at your boy. Once again, the number is 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you so they can get you the best possible settlements or solutions to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've also helped thousands of people, thousands, solve their tax problems. So don't play around. Click on their link on my website, thedougstewartshow.com, and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with our uncle. You know, Uncle Sam.